Live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's episode of Oodvin. I feel like I have to do the accent now because I do it every time. Anyway, hello. My name is Maxwell Williams. I'm the DM for this session, and I play a whole bunch of crazy, interesting characters, including this strapping young man who used to be a child only a couple of months ago and suddenly aged a couple of years. So no, we're not going to talk about that. Named Axel.
Or Alex, depending on the day.
Or Alex. I mean, Alex. It's definitely Alex and not Axel. I don't know. Sorry. Crazy. But yeah, I also play with a whole bunch of cool and interesting people, and they should also introduce themselves. So yeah.
Oh, hi everybody. I'm not one of those people,
I'm
but
waiting for them to introduce themselves.
my name's Sam Rinaldi, and I play Winnie Winslow, the Twilight cleric of the party. And her favorite color is lavender.
Hi, I'm Connor McGinley, and I play Lily Pembroke, the perpetually bloodthirsty ranger doll, and she didn't get any trauma specifically tailored to her last session, so she's gonna make some, damn it.
Right.
Hello, I'm Dane Brancato. I play Zephyr Windstrider, the College of Swords bard in the group. A little fun fact about Zephyr is his I had one and I completely forgot it as soon as we started going live. So we're just gonna off the dome. If he were in the real world, his favorite video game franchise would be a toss-up between Kingdom Hearts and Ninja Gaiden.
I almost forgot to speak because I am also not one of those people. But hi, that's the issue. Argument. Wow, my brain is everywhere. My name's Julia Risto, and I play Octavia Lagizur. And she is not having a fun time right now. Because life is not Daijobu. So.
Hi, my name is Aaron Borden. I play the character Februm Cask, who now would probably be better fit to be known as just Februm.
Oh.
I'm Drew Borden. I play Aldrich Bernask. He's an artificer and a paladin, and I don't know. I had a pretty chill session last week. Or 2 weeks. Whatever. He's hanging out.
I just realized that those two characters' last names end with Ask. Also, I have a pun. It sounds like Februm was cast aside by his family.
Oh.
God.
Sitting on that for a week or two.
Ooh.
Connor, you never cease to amaze me.
That's rough.
I gotta bring him out when I find
It's rough,
him.
buddy.
Crazy.
But with that, let's get into tonight's episode with a quick little recap of what has happened so far. So, our band of adventurers, the Midnight Stars, right? Yeah. Has completed the first competitive challenge of this festival-like semester. Successfully sticking it to Morning Dew and telling them to go shove it with a 69 damage by Octavia, winning the battle, smashing the crystal, and receiving the reward, 600 gold pieces each, as well as a handful of magical items to distribute amongst themselves.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't wait to use that.
Yep.
Then it got worse.
And then, because it's the weekend, we thought we'd relax a little bit. Zephyr decides, that it's the good time to take Winnie on that date. And the rest of the party, mainly led by Octavia, decides that it's a great time to follow them on their date. And so everyone ends up going to a little place over on the west side of town called The Fresh, I believe?
It was the Vineyard.
The Vineyard, excuse me.
Because Olive Garden's copyrighted.
The Vineyard.
We had to go where we're family.
And a wait staff who's probably working a double sat them a centaur woman. It was a lovely little conversation while the rest of the party did their best to hide, in which Zephyr ended up gifting Winnie a special little object for her use in the future. But after that, party kind of split up, going a couple different directions. Octavia decided that it was receiving a message from Alexander saying that he has some information for her, goes and pays him a visit, and the two of them decide to go for a walk, which may lead to a little heist, which then suddenly led to Alexander teleporting himself away mid-conversation, mid-heist, with Octavia still left in the room alone.
Crying in the club, like.
Crying in the club. What else happened?
More trauma.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Februm got screamed at by his mother. I think we can all relate. And essentially got disowned for breaking in and entering and stealing artifacts and
Fair.
I'll do it.
the reasoning may be fair, but the tone was definitely
It's not.
but last thing that happened last session, our good little boy Zephyr, waiting patiently by his sister's dorm room, was greeted by a lone Goliath, a member of Sai's party, but not his sister. And when I was unfortunately told that this Goliath man was the only one to return from the party, how they had been out in the waste and had run into some very tragic ordeals. But I think where we're going to pick up is with Octavia.
Oh, good.
You stand alone in a tower filled with knickknacks and baubles. The lingering bits of magic still hang in the air. It's been but a second since Alexander, the green flashing over his eyes, disappeared from in front of you. Make a perception check.
Okay. Oh, I should really have my sheet pulled up instead of that. There we go. That's a 19.
Cool. As you're kind of sitting here in absolute shock, you start hearing footsteps coming up a set of spiraling stairs. Probably about 2 floors down at this point.
Okay.
But there is someone approaching.
I am going to... Can I stealth my way to the window and slip out and, hang out underneath it? Outside underneath it to, see if I can overhear anything?
Yeah. Make a stealth check.
That's a dirty 20. Yep.
Cool. You kind of, with your spider climb boots, slippers, any and all of the above, you kind of stick to the edge of the wall and pull a little Spider-Man, looking over the window as you hear some aged and difficult footsteps. They're definitely taking the one stair at a time approach. And you hear a,
Oh, I guess it must have been the wind. Oh, I guess it blew open the window again. Let me just go over here and... okay. Okay.
you hear the laugh just.
I was really hoping they were gonna like look out and be like, "How stupid do you think I am?"
Yeah, Octavia's gonna carefully scale down the building. And she kind of looks at the, various things that she's acquired. And she goes to take all of them off, and she kind of gathers them in like a little bit of cloth and like ties it up. She goes to take off the necklace that Alessander put around her neck. And she kind of looks at it and then tucks it under her clothing and leaves the napkin or cloth of the things that she had taken inside the bottom floor door. And she will leave.
Cool. The metal feels cool against your chest as you kind of hold it there. Make an Arcana check for me.
Oh, joy, that thing that I'm actually terrible at. Great. That's a 3. I have a -1 on that.
Cool. Moving on. Okay.
Cool.
You headed back to the rest of the group? Or where are we going?
I'm going back to the Thieves Guild.
Okay. You head back in that direction, going back into the bar. First thing that you notice is there's no one in the upper section of the so many names. The barrel, something barrel.
Yeah. If your girl can't remember.
I've got open barrel, the open barrel. There's no customers, there's no interactions, and there's no bartender up top. Which would strike you as very odd, because that's the front door guard.
Yeah. Okay.
Give me another perception check.
It's a 14.
You kind of like carefully begin to walk in the building, and kind of focus in on some of your senses. And you do hear something on this level. Just a wee bit of snoring.
I thought so, but I wasn't quite positive. Octavia's gonna follow the sound.
It brings you to the backside of the bar, to which you see a peacefully collapsed, say probably an orcish man,
Someone she probably knows.
sleeping behind the bar actively.
Octavia's gonna walk up and kind of just like on his cheek.
You give him like a light tap, and you don't get any like response. There's just like a little like shrug, like no.
Don't make me pour water on you. And she's gonna kind of like take him by, like, is he wearing a shirt? Like, is this a?
Mhm.
Okay, I don't know. Sometimes orcs.
He's got a you know what? He's got a like a ratty poet shirt on top,
Nice.
but it's been cropped to expose kind of the upper part of his stomach, and then he's got a a thick leather band, like almost like a cummerbund, but it's a leather band that he keeps around his midsection.
Cool. Octavia's going to motion to Perseus, and she's like, "You know what to do," which means smother him.
Perseus goes, takes a couple little steps, makes some biscuits, goes on top of his face, does a couple little circles, and then... And there's a moment there where you're like, okay. And then in like a deep panic and a like quick inhale of air, the orcish man kind of... Hi, Octavia. Can I help you with anything? What? I am.
I just have a few questions. Such as why you're sleeping at the bar with no one here.
I'm not quite sure. I remember you coming in.
Yes.
You and Alexander left, and then
And then
make a roll for him. And then Alexander turned around and whispered something. Next thing I know, you're standing here in front of me with this little devil on my face.
rest assured, it was either that or the water, so pick your poison.
I mean, next time, give me the water, please and thank you.
It was effective because nothing else worked.
I'm going to be pulling hairballs out of my mouth for the next week.
Nah, you get used to it. She just kind of looks at him. I'm struggling to think why he would put him to sleep. There is literally no reason. She kind of just you know what? You stay here. I will conveniently forget that you were sleeping on the job. And, maybe, you might owe me in the future sometime. And she kind of moves over to the secret entrance and she's like, but, stay here and, maybe listen just in case. I'm gonna go check downstairs. I have a terrible feeling and we're gonna find something out.
Okay. Yep, I will stay put right here. Mhm.
Don't fall asleep again.
I will do my best. But apparently I cannot make promises.
Finding out he has insomnia, or not insomnia,
Narcolepsy.
narcolepsy. Yeah. And she's just she kind of looks at Perseus and she's motions to the guy with her head and is like, stay here, look after him.
Perseus turns around, gives him a squint, and then plops.
And she will make her way down the
Hail.
secret entrance.
You go down the secret entrance and you are met by a familiar sight. Nothing has changed since when you left with Alexander. Everyone is passed out where they are, cups in hand. And now that you've kind of studied the guard above, you notice that everyone is in deep sleep.
Oh.
Now that you've had time to think about it and you're coming back to it, these people aren't passed out because they're drunk. They've all been magically put to sleep.
Nice. Okay. I'm going to get a bucket of water, and I'm just gonna start trying to wake people up. But I'm gonna start with Hyrudin. I'm gonna find Hyrudin and like try to wake him first.
Yeah. You go around, you wake people up. It is easy enough. It just takes some like force to get people out of the sleep. But everyone kind of gets up. They're groggy. And as you start talking with people, there is a general consensus that the last thing that anyone remembers is talking to Alexander.
Great. Yeah, she's gonna stand in front of Hyrudin, and just like he's gone.
Who's gone? Who is left?
Alessander.
1, 2. Hyrudin starts counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Alessander's gone.
Oh, where did he go? I mean, he was standing right here. He's drinking with the rest of us.
When I came here, you were all asleep. I thought maybe, long bender of a night, those tend to happen. It was magic.
Magic.
And I took him from here when I didn't even think to check on you all, and now he's gone, and
Tavi, calm down. He couldn't have gone far. It's not that big of a city.
Teleported. I don't know where he is.
Oh shit. Yes, that could be very much a problem.
I'm such a fool.
Tavi, don't blame yourself.
How can I? It's my fault.
I mean, that may be true, but you don't have to blame yourself for it. Tavi, come sit down. Come sit down. Over here. Can we get some morning wine? Anyone? Yes, please. Yes.
It
Come,
definitely
sit.
takes her a moment, but she will eventually say it.
Tavi, I've been in this business for many years. I have made many mistakes. I have angered many people. I mean, I mean, yeah. But if I've learned something, then blaming yourself for these things, especially when you're just trying to do something good, it's not helpful.
He's my best friend. How could I not see that it wasn't fully him?
Because he is your blind spot. I mean, Tavi, why do you think you were always paired together for things?
There was a reason.
You two couldn't be separated. And when you would be, the other one is just worrying the whole time.
I never worried.
Complaining and moaning. He gives you this look. Well, you can tell yourself whatever you want, but
What does this mean? I ask you like you're going to give me some sort of an answer, but...
yeah, I don't know what I got for you there. I mean, teleportation, that's big stuff. That's academy business.
I don't want to put him in any more danger than he already is.
necessarily know if that's up to you. I mean, from as far as I can tell, he's been putting himself in a lot of danger.
Well, if I'm a fool, then he is too, certainly. Look after everyone. I should get back.
Probably a good idea.
And if you see him, tell him tell him I'm sorry. And she will leave.
Okay. As you're kind of turning to leave, you see that Hyruden wants to say more, but lets you keep moving.
She's just gonna make her way back to the school. We can
Cool.
skip to whatever. She'll pick up Perseus on the way out.
Let's jump over to where we left Zephyr. You are in your sister's dorm room with a man that did not say his name, but his name is Bolden. As he is, this is not the most like emotionally like in touch individual, but he's trying his best to comfort you in whatever way he can.
Zephyr is I gotta show closer to the mic. Zephyr, it takes him a minute to kind of process this. As like last session, he has that very much Garfield the cable's broken moment. And by the time the third one comes around, he like almost goes numb. He like falls to his knees. And his eyes are just wide, and the only thing he says just over and over is, This is my fault. I should have told her to stay. I should have asked her to stay.
Oh, Zephyr, you know it wasn't up to you, right?
But if I asked her to stay and watch my match, maybe...
Zephyr. And Bolden will like get on his knees so that he can get more level with you. You can't tell Sai what to do. You have to at least know that.
But I did nothing. And look what happened. Maybe if I tried, maybe this time she would have listened, but...
I mean, I'm not really good at these kind of things, but... Sai was her own person.
When he
I mean,
says
we all loved it for her.
When he says was, Zephyr like winces.
Mm-hmm. And we all loved her for it.
Well, Zephyr, he can't even get the words out. He's just like, he's doing everything in his power right now not to burst out in the tears. But he just like, his head drops. And
Bolden like does some like distant pats on the back. It's like,
Can't win them all.
let it out.
Zephyr doesn't.
Or
He gets
you
up.
know, bottle it inside, you know?
He gets up and without saying a word, just or he doesn't. He gets up and starts to make for the door, and turns around and goes. Hi. If you need anything, let me know. My party is happy to help.
Pretty confident they're gonna put me on a little bit of a sabbatical for a little bit. Yeah, you know, seeing your whole party go in front of you is not great.
Well, and he like breathes, catching his breath, and like you can hear it shaking when he inhales. Just take care. And he like he's trying so desperately to collect himself, and I have class tomorrow.
Hey, Zephyr, you know, I might like not be good at talking and stuff, but like, stop by every so often.
Oh,
It may be a little selfish, but it would be nice to know that somebody else knows what I'm going through.
more than you know. I'll come back. I gotta rummage through her things and see if I can find something. She kind of took one of my favorite shirts, and I gotta find that, you know. Otherwise, I'll never get it back.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Zephyr very shakily gets himself together, and he starts to leave. And as he closes the door behind him, he slams it a little too hard.
Reverberates behind you.
And then there's one little detail about him that I'm saving, that I'm not going to mention until he's with the party. So if I interrupt you, then I apologize.
No, feel free. But I should say, unless anyone has anything else to wrap up, it does look like the party will be coming back together here. We're getting to evening of Sunday. Classes are tomorrow morning. Everyone's been out running their errands, doing their individual tasks, trying to enjoy the most of the rest of this evening. But everyone is reconvening in the dorm room.
I think at various points throughout the evening, Lily will have said something to whoever comes back to the room. But Lily stands next to the window, pretty much motionless, with a grim expression. And whenever someone comes by, she says, "We will be having a conversation this evening."
The Zephyr's gonna
I
be
will
the
not
last
put it
one.
off.
Ominous. Yeah, Octavia comes back, and she looks like she usually does. And as she passes by Lily, she kind of, that's ominous. All right, I will make sure to clear up my evening.
Zephyr's the last one to enter the room. When he enters, he still has that smile, that dopey grin that he always has. But the one thing that anyone who would care enough to notice sees is that the wind that's always blowing up his hair is completely dead, and his hair that's usually spiked up and flowing is just fallen
Oh.
to what its normal hairstyle would look like had he not been Nair Genasi. So
It looks like he's been wearing a hat all day.
almost, yeah, but there's no movement in the hair at all.
But everyone
it's-
gathers. No, you,
Oh,
go
I
ahead
was
and finish.
I was just gonna go into more detail about his hair. How it just falls like below about eye level. So like sometimes if he's positioned one way, you can't really see his eyes. So he's constantly like moving it to the side with his hand. But
Where are you? I'm so sorry.
Well, I was gonna say it almost takes on a wisteria look because it's these thin wisps of hair because it's usually kind of connected together in its movement, but now it's all these tiny little strands that are kind of just dangling down.
yes, a great example is like the generic protagonist hairstyle in any anime, but like more like falling down and less spiked on top.
But as everyone kind of approaches, Axel will be sitting on his bed. I don't know where everyone else kind of wants to position themselves. You can have seating. You will have to activate it. But at the current moment, it's kind of just your beds.
Octavia just sits on her bed and kind of lounges, like one knee crooked, one leg straight,
Damn it,
leaning
that's
forward
exactly
on her
what
knee.
Zephyr was gonna do.
Haha, I beat you!
You beat me to it.
Winnie is sitting on the floor in front of her bed, kind of like knees up. Not like in like a sad way, just kind of like sitting like okay. I can't really do it because I'm wearing a skirt. But I will mention that in her pockets, she's got the in one of her pockets, I should say, is one of the Did all the shards become one, or are they still separate?
I want to
Can't
say they
remember.
all became one.
They all became one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then in one of her pockets is the red ember, just because. And then in her other pocket, she's not wearing her emblem, but it's in her pocket. She feels uncomfortable just like wearing or putting both somewhere else. She's got one and one. She's just holding them both in her pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Zephyr's gonna cast Levitate and kind of just be floating in a space that doesn't have a lot of people, but kind of crisscross applesauce, or borderline fetal position where like he's got his knees up to his chest and he's just kind of floating there, but he's like still facing the party.
If there is like a side table or like a desk or something with like a chair, I think everyone will sit down at that, like start writing things.
I don't know why I saw this, but when you said the chair, I imagined him sitting with like the cool way where like he turned the the chair in front and like the back's in front of you and you have it, you're like hanging over it and you're like, what's up?
I always picture him just like leaning on his tentacle and having that hold him up.
Ew.
I'll just
I mean,
grab it.
cool.
It's like one of those like you just like you when you sit down and it like locks down so you can sit in a squat.
Ew.
That's so cool.
Ew.
Tell me how you really feel.
Real quick.
Okay.
That's like sitting on one of your, like breaking one of your arms to sit on it like that.
He'll be right back.
We're fixing some mic issues. I don't know where I am, so I'm just.
I might cut this out. I might not. Who knows?
No,
Neat.
this is
You know,
peak
like,
comedy.
understand.
This is peak
peak
comedy
comedy.
gold.
Who's got any jokes?
Um,
I've got one.
Okay.
I have one, but I'm saving it.
I had another bad one from earlier.
Connor, you go first. I want to hear your bad one from earlier before you.
Oh, he's back.
So
I know
as
about my
the
joke.
we were kind of recapping what happened with Zephyr, and it's like, oh, it's one of the party members returning from Sai's like expedition, and I was thinking, or should I say, party dismembers?
Oh.
Because he doesn't have an arm.
2 bad ones. Let's go.
I forgot he
I-
didn't have an arm.
I don't choose where the puns exist.
I was gonna say, this is. I tripped on a bra earlier. It was a booby trap.
Nice.
How does the man
Are
in the
we on-
moon cut his
we on
hair?
How?
No, we're not.
Eclipse
No,
it!
no.
Okay. That's
Okay,
like-
okay.
We're back. We're
Eclipse
back.
it!
Everyone's back. Let's reel it back in.
Alright, everyone get sad. Everyone get sad.
Sad,
I'm
dramatic
traumatized.
moments. We've got multiple traumatized individuals,
Ma. Ma.
and Lily is standing in the middle of the room.
I think for whatever reason, she's standing with her feet crossed, so they're just like, you know, not like spread apart, but they're just like opposite of where
She-
they should
she
be.
ballerina
And she's got her
stances
hand
it.
folded.
We're talking position 3.
Kinda, yeah, yeah, fair enough. But, she composes herself. Tonight, something bad happened. And from the look of it, a lot of bad things happened. But at least the thing I was witness to, kind of, was the result of a lack of communication, a lack of transparency, and there's nothing that makes me more upset than a family falling apart.
I'm gonna roll what check would not crying be? Or not tearing up be?
Constitution saving.
Con?
Psych.
not
I
hard.
kind of
Maybe
want to.
wisdom.
No, it's a charisma save.
Oh.
You're making a
Oh,
you're
that's
making a
true.
you're making a deception to yourself. It's a charisma save.
So shouldn't that always be at disadvantage?
Oh.
Not if you only lie to yourself.
Not yet.
Yeah, it's not a disadvantage then. 21. 22.
Hey, you're
Yeah.
good. You're
Yeah,
holding back your
keep
tears.
You're holding it
together.
together.
Effectively, you've got a good meditation going.
And worse yet, I don't want to find out that I have new enemies. I want them to be in the open where I can watch them. So tonight, it's about time we all told each other what's going on. And just so we know that I'm being serious, I'll start. I have been working with the people that are our enemies.
What, like morning dew?
No? The ones that I seriously harm myself whenever I speak the name of.
Starts to creep into the back of your head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Billy, that's it's not that funny. You're kidding, right?
You've been meeting with the Eclipse.
You're kidding. Right?
Do you think I would look like this if I was telling a joke?
Can't really tell, because like, most of the time, kind of tell jokes very straight face, so
What? What do you mean?
I mean, I have been assisting with certain tasks in exchange for certain amounts of compensation.
Like, are we talking money or information? Or there's a lot of ways to be compensated.
There is.
I'm just sorry,
I've-
just trying to
So,
understand what's
lay it out on
happening.
the table. If that's what we're doing, you can't just announce that, you're working with the Eclipse and not give us a reason. I mean,
I have my goals, and I believe you're aware of them. That I'm not willing to compromise on.
At this point, I'm not sure that we do know your goals.
Like, it's just for
I
your-
want-
tried to
I want
kill
my body back.
all of us.
I want my sister back. And that is it.
And
there's ways to do that does not involve the Eclipse.
Winnie, the shard in your hand begins to grow warmer.
Uh-oh.
All this work. Lily, you do remember they tried to kill, with the exception of Octavia, every one of us. Just point blank, with no instigation.
And, kept this, your hypothetical, emotionally kind of similar son, Axel, for, a long time, and took him again. And he's with us now.
And you never
Wonderfully
stopped
enough.
to ask to ask yourself why he's with us now? Why there's been no other attempt?
Because I'm pretty sure we made our point last time.
And you think that's going to persuade them to stop?
And you think you're going to persuade me that working for the Eclipse is a good idea?
I'm suggesting that there is more to this than you know.
Enlighten me.
You're gonna have to
Please.
say more than that.
I'm trying to. Axel is with us because I am cooperating with them.
What?
Winnie, we could have been dead 3 times over at their hand. If they wanted Axel back, they could take him. Do you think that's not true? Do you think we could have stopped them? But, and I'm sure the more upsetting part to you all is that I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing.
I mean, protecting Axel is one thing, but we're stronger. We can find better ways to protect him than a deal of some kind with them.
And tell me, what's wrong with making a deal with them?
What have you... Let's put aside for a split second their end of the deal. What was yours? Lily, what have you done?
I think you ought to know that I've been sworn to a level of secrecy. One
So
that
we're
will
putting,
quite literally kill me
we're
if I
putting
were
everything.
to break it.
Is that why you're hurt? Whenever you say the...
you're
So then why are you having this conversation now?
Because I want everything to be on the table.
So you
When
can't even tell us why?
Lily, do you mind if I try something?
I think she looks at him for a minute. She like wants to press him, but she doesn't. Sure.
Axel will hop off his top bunk. Sheepishly approaches you. Kind of rubs his hands together. Okay. He will reach out. Pretty positive this gets rid of it, but he will cast Greater Restoration. And as you feel this kind of red energy hit your chest, it's not hot, but it's still warm. It's like going out on a fall day where it is beautifully sunny, but there is a light breeze. And you just feel it kind of wash over you, and you feel all that pressure that's been building in the back of your head, everything that's been pounding into your brain this entire conversation. It has been a migraine just piling onto itself. Releases. And there's no more tension. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my perch.
Did that do anything? Did that work?
If it's what I think it is, it should. But yeah.
Thank you, Axel.
Welcome. Okay. Walks back up, does a incredible leap up into his balcony. Or no, his bunk bed balcony kind of deal.
So now she can talk about it? Is that how that works?
Almost. See, I hope you haven't forgotten the second part of why I want to have this conversation. I want to know who my enemies are. So I'd first like you to explain what your problem with the eclipse is. And she like hesitantly attempts saying it and notices there's not like recoil.
You're asking me what my problem with the eclipse is.
Winifred, I don't like assumptions, and I don't like a world in which people follow along with mentalities that have been forced on them. So I want you to tell me your reasoning. Explicitly, like I'm an idiot, because I am.
Well, Lily, I don't think you're an idiot, but if I have to be very forward about why I don't like them, for starters, I'm not saying that I liked dying and that I wanted to stay dead. I did not enjoy being revived only for the purpose to be experimented on. And to be continually pestered out to be experimented on. All of us have dealt with issues and have entered this deep shithole instead of just trying to go about our typical school and adventuring careers, and all of our lives have completely altered from interacting with them, and everything has spiraled from interacting with them. Not just for me. I'm glad we met Axel. I'm glad we're all a party and met Avia. And I'm really glad that we are where we are. But the way we got there is because of that. And I don't understand how you can support people like them who think they're doing something good but are just hurting people.
Winnie, the shard in your hand is searing your skin, and it feels good.
Oof. I would say both my hands are probably still in my pockets, huh? Because it's not like I'm holding it and going, look at it!
Well, it's not like glowing, right? We can't.
Yeah, like it's not
Oh.
glowing, right?
It's wrapped in your hand right now, and you can feel it like burning through the skin on your hand.
Oof.
But it doesn't bring you pain. It just feels powerful.
Okay. She feels that a little bit. She just kind of like takes a deep breath after she finishes that little monologue, because she's like,
Does everyone else feel the same?
Zephyr nods his head. They've hurt a lot of people, Lily. And
What
they've
have they
hurt-
done?
They're the reasoning that... Are they not the reason for the devouring? Would Zephyr know that? Yeah, I thought that's been brought up.
I think that's not a justified conclusion.
Oh,
You can speculate that, but I don't think we have something that's like...
There was, yeah.
I mean, they do worship Blazidon, which
Right.
is what we can assume the creation of.
So I think I know where you're getting this from. There was the devouring has been encroaching on the city ever since the eclipse showed up.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I'll rephrase that.
There's been leaks and little instances here and there ever since the eclipse has showed up. So the disease existed long before any of these people were alive, unless they're immortal. But recently it has been increasing into the city.
Okay.
But that is very hush hush, and I think you've just heard
Probably.
a little rumor about it.
Alright, I'll rephrase. I'll say something different. Hold on, Sam?
sorry, real quick, because I'm trying to separate the one-shot memories
Yeah,
and the
exactly.
meta memories from the memories right now. Does anybody, including Winnie, know that Blazidon is the cause?
Yes, because
Yes?
you made a deal with Offenzia.
Okay.
Okay.
She
I just
showed
couldn't
you.
remember.
Oh,
She showed-
yeah. We have
Yeah,
that
she
whole
did show us.
history.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, she showed you the true history of how the devouring came to be.
So
We
she
just,
showed us
what
the
we
one
don't
shot,
know
basically.
is things that were true at the time that it was happening.
Okay.
Okay.
And we don't know what the fight looked like or any discussions they
But we
may
know
have
that
had.
she died and that was the reason he got set off and stuff.
You
Or do
know
we not know
that
that part?
you know that Blazidon's lover was killed in raids against the Fiendish Plane.
Okay. Okay.
And in response to that, Blazidon decided to curse the entire mortal world.
Okay.
And use the Fiendish Shard to create the Devouring.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Cool.
Alright, I'll
Because-
rephrase.
Blazidon used to be the god of the sun. He was a Celestial.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Lily goes, "What have they done?" And you said they hurt people.
You're joking, right? They've hurt. They've brutally injured, at the bare minimum, the majority of the people in this room right now. They kidnapped me and Al. They experimented on Winnie. And
I believe this was all our first interaction with them. One that was hostile by design.
we just
Would you
ended
not
up
treat your enemies similarly?
If it was our first encounter, how would we have known they were our enemies? We were trying to find Winnie when she fell. And we got kidnapped, and you guys got assaulted. And they tried to just kill us. With the exception of Al, we were just a bunch of lost kids.
If Febrim's parents hadn't shown up, who knows what would have happened?
Yes.
Lily, I guess a better
Perhaps.
question would be, what have they done to support your side of the argument? Winnie, did you just spit on her?
No, sorry.
Damn! That was fast.
No, sorry. There was a dog hair on my screen and it was bothering me. So I flew it out of the way. I'm sorry, I forgot my mic's right here. So I was like, sorry.
In light of what's just transpired, and Zephyr, I'm not ignoring you, but I don't want to forget this. Is it not possible that they knew that Febrim was their son?
But they didn't see me till after they kidnapped and experimented on Winnie and Axel. They saw me and you last.
I think...
I got stabbed.
Sorry.
I think it's entirely possible that they knew we were all together. I think there is ample justification that they had more knowledge than we know before we came in there. Why do you think they were so ambitious about experimenting on you, Winnie? Do you think they just happened to find that out?
I don't know. Are you saying? I mean, I randomly chose to go to that location. Are you saying that maybe it was already set up with the sticks?
I'm saying only that it's a possibility. And if we're going to judge people, we're going to judge people on true things. So, what have they done that is good?
That's what I want to know.
Well, to my knowledge, they are pretty much the only people that are working on a cure to the Devouring.
How do you know this?
I find it hard to believe that the people who are working on a cure for the Devouring are also the ones trying to tear down the barrier in the city and let the Devouring run rampant.
Not to mention Axel and Winnie. If you're trying to make a cure with it, why would you put it in someone?
Because we're
Are
the
they
ones who can
dying?
handle it.
They're clearly a special case.
Exactly. That's how cures are made.
But they
He
didn't.
looks over at Febrim, being like, I don't know how cures are made.
They
Back me up here.
ask Winnie. They didn't.
I'm not arguing that all of their practices have been ethical. and I think they could be taught a lesson in manners. But I think their goal is not one we should be opposing.
What do you think their goal is?
I believe their goal is to come up with a cure.
I think you're looking too narrowly on this.
What makes you think they're even trying to make a cure?
The people who make cures are the people who choose who to use the cures on. It doesn't matter if they are able or know how to make a cure for the devouring. It matters their intentions for it.
So you're
And-
suggesting it would be better for no one to work on a cure and for everyone to die than for them to selectively pick who gets a cure?
Where do you-
Do you have
Perhaps I'm not making myself clear. I'm not saying they're doing everything right. I'm not saying they haven't been unjustifiably mean, violent, and unacceptably brutal to people. I'm not saying that they haven't put us through hell. But I'm saying they don't need to. And I'm saying there could be something good that comes out of what they're doing. And if I can provide a better life for my sister, I would gladly face additional challenges.
I think it's bold. How do you even know that? Like Februm said, if they choose who gets the cure, what makes you so certain that your sister is going to be one of those people? And what makes you think that they're not... What makes you think they're telling the truth about a cure? For all we know, they could be trying to weaponize it. I don't know. Maybe if they can learn to infect people like they did Winnie and Axel at a larger scale, then
A
we're
lot
just
of
playing
people
right into
could
their
die
hands.
en masse.
Well, they've already given me a cure.
I'm sorry, what?
Maybe they're lying. Maybe you're right. Maybe this entire time all they've done is lie to me, but... perhaps I'm a little too easy to trust. And I like to think that the thing they've given me is something that they honestly think will cure my sister's condition. Maybe you won't trust them until I've offered it to her.
So you're basically asking us to trust what you've been doing behind our backs for the words of people who have wronged us?
Which you won't even tell us what you've done.
I'm trying to get everything on the table.
Then forgive me for being impatient.
You know, I don't mind being in the hot seat, but this isn't a one-way questioning. I started this because I have reason to suspect that each of you are hiding something from me. Something that could be important. Something that implies that you might betray me or us at some point. And I would like all of us to be aware of these things.
Given that information that you are working with the Eclipse, how do you expect us to trust you now with... if any of us have been hiding anything purposefully, how do you expect us to trust you?
It's not a matter of trusting me. It's a matter of who you want your enemies to be.
Are you saying that if we don't lay down whatever our heart's desires are right at this moment, you're going to label us as an enemy?
I think if you don't trust me enough to tell me these things that we know are going on, then you've already broken my trust.
So then we're all just sitting around like a bunch of idiots with broken trust and no faith between friends.
That's what I'm trying to avoid.
Well,
Would you
we're
have felt-
already here.
Well then, should we start with the obvious one?
You know, it's right. Lily, you're right.
Don't you dare.
Get him
I'm
to
so
out.
deciding
Lily,
who to
Lily,
pick.
Lily, you're right. I can't hold it anymore.
I use your clarinet to unclog my toilet.
Winnie, Winnie
I'm
and Zephyr, we followed you on your date.
I didn't.
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
I know. That,
Wait, you knew?
you didn't?
No.
She looked right at us.
Yeah, it was very
It's
odd.
true.
They were following us like the whole time.
How long were you guys there?
They were there for the
The
whole
whole
thing.
time.
The
The whole time.
Axel's all upset. He's like the whole time.
Why do you think Axel's been
Luckily-
eating nothing but breadsticks for the past week? Or for the past couple days?
Yeah, and then
Food
he
baskets on the
told
way out.
everybody that it was your birthday. Like I literally saw that happen.
Luckily, Zephyr's hair is already down, but if it like you can kind of see the cheeks that are not covered by his hair just start to like turn red.
Oh, they're red.
Yeah, not
That, like,
not
purple,
pink, not
like-
purple, just
Oh, they're going straight red. Ooh!
yeah.
Red.
Also, I'm fairly confident on Blasted and Sun.
I feel like you told us that already.
I feel like we
Did we
kind
know
of
that
we
already?
kind of figured it out.
Figured
I
you were
think that we like.
related.
I think we had like hypothesized it, but like with me getting older and stuff, like
Honestly, I
some of
thought
my
it was
memories are coming back.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh? You're not evil, are you?
I don't
That's-
think so.
Look at that face. That's not
Yeah,
an
you
evil
got me
face.
there. Forever, Lily, you raised
I'm
the
sorry,
bar right.
we're judging him by the look of his face now?
No, we're
It does
judging
seem a
him by
little
his
unfair.
actions.
I mean, I was just going off what Winnie said. I understand, Al, that you might have a more strict set of guidelines, and I respect that.
Was that?
I don't think I'm. I don't think I have anything else.
Did you gain any memories that are... I don't want to say important, but relevant to us, specifically?
I gotta make a roll for him. I gotta make a roll. Axel takes a moment and he looks around the whole room. And he's like, it's not really my place to say. It like individually makes eye contact with each one of you. Like he knows shit.
Mm.
Oh,
Are
shit.
you suggesting you have memories about us?
Well, when I've been dreaming, I've kind of been wandering into other people's memories.
I'm sorry.
When was the last time you...
It wasn't on purpose, I swear.
What did you...
Yeah, maybe
to see.
don't do that in the future. Like,
So I mean, I could not sleep, but that's
no, do sleep. That's important. But
Can I
like,
confirm something?
Is this?
what's up.
Are
Go ahead.
our memories or our thoughts?
Or
Or
Memories.
dreams, Okay.
Well,
Has
because
it-
you see, while your unconscious and your subconscious is activating your dreams, I think I'm in the part of your brain that's not active.
Oh.
strange.
I mean,
Has
I'm
it been
not
limited to only
worried.
us?
I've been pretty upfront with everyone, so I kind of not worried about that.
No. We're being honest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Who else? If you don't mind me.
I mean, I do, but I don't feel like I should be telling other people's secrets.
Yeah. Okay.
But you know, like some other students here and there, like Drax, you know, some of the staff.
Oh my god.
You know, nothing too important.
Have you seen Rutha's?
No. Mm-mm.
That's a shame.
Thank God.
Hmm.
Thank God.
Thank you, Axel.
Welcome. Okay, somebody else go.
Axel,
Yep.
do you have any dreams about your dad?
I mean, I think I said this before, but like occasionally, but I usually just walk away.
No, I'm kidding. Oh.
Has Axel had sweaty dreams?
I wouldn't call them sweaty. He's had a
Moist.
he's had
Ew.
he's not the occasional like dot of sweat on the forehead, but
Okay. Just in comparison to
Before they
Winnie.
get sweaty.
it would be like if Winnie was only having that dream for like 30 seconds.
Okay.
Speaking of rocks, amulet and ember, is it cooled down a little bit?
As the conversation got a little lighter, the ember has cooled down a little bit.
Give it a minute.
Cool.
It's still got kind of a warm pulse to it. And you can feel that it's trying to fuel your rage.
Okay.
So role play that as you will.
Hands
but
are
it-
going in the pockets.
but there is, and this is a Sam thing, not a Winnie thing. Sam knows that the ember is trying to fuel your rage.
Okay.
Winnie's not necessarily aware of it. It's in her subconscious right now.
Awesome. Also, can I tell? I guess can Winnie tell that if she's not holding on to it, that it'll glow or pulse, or do I just?
Not without you risking exposing it, because
Okay.
it would have to be something that you can see.
I see. Okay. Cool.
I hate to bring this up, I suppose, but since a lot of this seems to be stemming from being untrusting of each other, does anyone have, like, a zone of truth?
Why? That'd be really ironic. Let me see.
That way,
I could make one. It's gonna be a little bit of an overkill, but
Well, is this technically a short rest? Like, could someone swap? This is out of
It has
this
to
is
be
out
a
of
long
play.
rest.
Has
that
to
would
be
be
a long rest.
rest to switch spells.
I see. Okay,
Let's,
never mind.
let's go. Special item. I can do it.
Is this going to impact you adversely?
No, it's just replicating a spell. We're fine.
So it's not gonna hurt you. Like that's
just a
Okay.
casual use of wish.
we're fine.
We're fine.
But yeah, if everyone can like get close, I wish everyone would tell the truth. And there's just like this explosion of like energy is like radiates
Reality
outward.
is warped.
Maybe we should set a distance.
There's a warping around.
You say that, and it's already
Every
too.
person in the world now has to tell the truth.
Yeah,
Would be a
Axel.
bad thing, I suppose.
Axel will use wish to replicate the effects of Zone of Truth.
Good. For
Great. Good for him.
And what level
What
spell
save
is
is
that
that?
cast
Yeah.
That's a
as?
second level spell. Oh, I don't know.
Well,
if
it's
it'll be
cast at
upcasted.
9th level because that's what level
Oh.
of
I
wish.
don't think upcasting it does anything.
No, I don't think it does.
I know, but just that it's a
Well,
9th
8.
level spell is still like.
I guess
meh.
it would be technically
Yeah,
would be
'cause it has
cast
to be
at
8th
8th
level.
Does
level.
Wish have to cast at 8th level, or can you just cast it? It doesn't
No,
just
you
cast
can-
at base level.
You can cast it base level if you want, but
But
he'll
why would you?
cast it at 8th level. And I'll add a little. Well, first of all, is anyone trying to resist?
Could I ask a question to Sam real quick? Not that I
think
want to, but I
Zephyr
do have a
might.
genuinized question.
Yes.
Is it notable, like obvious, to other people if a person tries to resist it? Because I'm personally curious.
I'm like you know baseline. Axel will 100% know
Okay.
if it doesn't affect you. The resisting is it only affects if you succeed. So Axel will only know that you tried to resist the spell if you succeed on the save.
I see.
Hmm.
What save is
Out of
that?
14.
A wisdom?
Deception, probably.
I think it's
It's charisma.
Wiz.
I just looked it up.
Oh, okay.
It's a charisma save.
Mm.
Charisma.
Mm.
Mm.
Let me pull up. I gotta.
That
pull
makes
up
sense,
Axel's
'cause-
too. I will
Deception.
say I'm fairly positive a 14 is still a fail.
Yeah, I figured.
Let's see.
Yeah, DC 16.
Yeah.
There's got to be
Failed.
some
I
perk
got
to
a
casting
14
it
as well.
as a wish.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. There will be a little perk.
Oh, okay.
So Octavia resisted it?
No, she failed.
Failed.
Oh.
Zephyr
Oh, but like
failed.
she tried to. And Zephyr
Yeah.
tried and failed.
You know
Oh,
that.
the irony.
Nobody else
Oh,
does.
the irony.
I know the two charisma builds.
Yep.
I would.
I'm the one being called untrustworthy, and I'm the one
And-
that's not resisting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine
God,
that he
would she?
casts this, and then, he kind of like assesses everything, and then like looks over to Februm, and Februm will like show his hand to everyone, and a ring will appear on his finger that wasn't visible before. And he'll slowly slide off his ring of mind shielding and just flick it onto the book.
What would Winnie do?
Allie, you
I
try to
think-
resist?
No.
I think if the conversation like all of the talking prior to this did not happen, and we were just like, okay, everyone's sharing their shit, zone of truth, when it would be like, roll, right? But I think the whole idea of being like, well, it's not right of me to call someone untrustworthy if I'm gonna keep doing this, so she's not gonna resist either. That's the only reason.
Okay. So, whether or not people try to resist, everyone is still affected. And as this magical aura washes over all of you, you see a bit of mist appear around each person. Kind of a white-gray in color. Just a slight haze.
Someone vaping.
Oh, sorry. I'll just open a window.
Axel.
No, he doesn't say that.
Is it?
You're right. It's not nicotine.
Hey, it's zone of truth.
As Axel says that, you watch the mist around him turn green.
What, once he says it's not nicotine? Is that canon now?
Yes.
Does he have a fun? So
I'm
it turns. What does that mean?
roll a charisma
Green
save
means
real
go.
quick.
Green means go. Oh, it means weed.
Both.
That's still not clear to me.
Oh,
I'm
I
still
get
very
it.
unclear.
It's not nicotine, it's weed.
He smokes.
I see.
No, I can't have Axel say that.
I was like, does that mean he's telling the truth? I don't know what that means.
I am 20 years old, and you watch the mist around him take a light red hue.
All right. A
I mean,
lie.
it's a lot.
Why?
Because red means stop.
Okay, so you don't smoke nicotine.
No, he's
Yeah,
not.
I don't
20.
smoke nicotine. Green.
So much funnier if it was red.
All right.
Okay.
Does it know answers that we don't know?
It's only
Let me-
affected by what you know.
Let me try it. I don't have a gambling problem.
Red.
Red.
And Zephyr believes wholeheartedly that he does not have a problem.
Yeah,
So what color would it turn?
I think it's like going red. It's like.
Orange.
Yeah, there
Inconclusive.
are stages to this. It starts going. It's like a very light pale pink, but still on the red side.
Huh?
I think it's broken.
Oh, Zephyr.
It begins
I
with.
don't think it's a spell.
red.
No, green.
No,
Yeah, okay.
it's not the spell.
Wow.
Maybe it's just mine.
Red.
Sure.
No, it doesn't do that.
Sure, Zephyr.
So,
Okay then. Does anyone want to volunteer any information? Maybe it's not like a secret. Maybe you just have something on your mind.
I let a fae slip out of my grasp.
Green.
Say?
An archfey.
Green.
You don't mean.
And she looks
Do
away.
you?
Mm.
Octavia. we'll find him. You know? I mean,
I
it's
don't
not like
think
he did.
he wants to be found. He
No.
was there, and it's my fault. There. I've said something.
It's not your fault.
Oh, that's a weird thing because she would go green when she said that.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't have left unless he wanted to. It is his decision.
I'm the one who's supposed to look out for him. Ever since we were little, I was always the one looking out for him. So how is this not my fault? I let
Are you
him
responsible
go.
for everything the eclipse does? Am I responsible for everything the eclipse does? No. These are problems that need solved. Nothing more.
Octavia, you're still here. You know that, right?
Yeah,
If you're the
painfully
one that
aware.
always looks out and always takes care for him, regardless of if you think it's your thought, regardless of if you think it is your fault or whatever you're telling yourself, you're still here. So that means as long as you're still here, you can bring him back. He's not gone. Keep watching over him because you're still here to watch over him.
I need to roll something.
I was gonna say, who's making an insight check on Zephyr right now?
Charisma save real quick.
And
I
Dirty
rolled
20.
insight and got a. What is that? It's only an 18. If he got a dirty 20, I don't know what he's talking
it's technically
about.
your deception for this too.
Oh, if it's my deception,
That's
I
higher.
got 23.
I'm
That's even
rolling
better.
something else. I'm
Wait.
rolling something.
I was gonna say I would roll insight, but I don't really think I have a reason to. Because I just think he's comforting Octavia.
Yeah.
That should be enough of a reason he's being nice to Octavia.
Yeah, well, he's just going into a lot of specific detail. It's
Yeah.
like it seems like you're really wishing something upon her
Yeah.
Or-
I didn't even think
or
about
yourself.
that.
Yeah, now I feel the urge.
Yeah.
Did you put it like that?
And
More
you
better
can.
actor than I thought,
I
damn.
rolled something for Octavia, and it's that she keeps her mouth shut. So
Yeah, when he doesn't notice. She's got her own shit on her mind.
I definitely noticed something there.
When he doesn't notice any of that. She's
There's
got her
no
own.
snarky response.
Thank you, Octavia. Whether you wanted to tell us or not, this is information we needed to know.
What's
What?
that? Yeah, I heard your gremlin noises.
hooray! I shared something very personal. Anybody else? Any takers? Al, you want to talk about the worm?
Nah.
Well, I was going to wait until. Well, I don't know what I was waiting for, but.
I'll call you out.
Yes, you have.
A lot of strong feelings in this room.
It just happened. Was it last night that it happened?
Yep.
It just happened last night, so I haven't had a chance to tell you all, but the worm it talks to me in my dream last night.
It can talk?
That's not upsetting, Red.
Yes. It can talk. They can talk. and
Respecting their pronouns.
Mm-hmm.
The worm is they, them.
I'm not sure. Hold on. And he's not. They are not good by any means of the word, but as far as I can tell, they can't do anything without a host that is
But-
willing to, or dead.
Good thing you're not willing or dead. Right?
Well, I certainly don't want to create a undead army, I think is what he said. They said they wanted to do.
Cool. I'm just gonna tuck that into my peripheral of the long list of fucking problems that we have.
Yes.
Seems like a few of us are working with morally gray or wrong people.
Would you like to cooperate with the worm?
I do not want to.
Would you like to have it removed?
I don't know. It might
Okay.
have been the only thing that got me out of that vault.
Oh, when he did the limpy run.
The what now?
He went like
He was flopping around a lot.
Yes. During the last
Is that how you saved me?
I think so. Do I remember that?
All you remember is giving up control.
If I saved you, then perhaps.
can't be all bad then.
Well, like most beings with contracts, it's all about personal gain.
Well, let's be consistent. If we are going to be judging this entity on its character, we ought to remember that its goal is to create an undead army. Which sounds generally like a mostly bad thing. But if Al stands to gain something from it, then perhaps we should be understanding.
So it's all okay so long as it's beneficial.
Well, what is it that you seek to gain?
What I seek to gain. If they have any knowledge on, well, they definitely do have knowledge on my family's contract. I would like to get whatever information that is. And if it that's if it helps to save you all in tight spots, even if I may fall, then at least until I get what I need, it seems a bad thing. Not a bad thing, but not a bad thing to have around. Plus, I don't know if I remove it if I die.
Would you like us to actively try to find a way of removing it without your death?
It can read my thoughts, can it?
You don't know.
Ah, hmm.
But even if it knew the answer, it
I
wouldn't tell
know.
you. It would say, "Oh yeah, you'll die for sure."
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah. If there is a way to get it out of me without me dying, I think that is a very good... I think that is a good thing to look into. And if we can... If we find out that there is a way to get it out, then I may be more open to getting rid of it. Them.
I will ask around. If anybody has questions that need answering in more discreet ways, I'm sure none of you are quite so unaware that I have very intrinsic ties with the Thieves Guild.
Yeah, I'm aware. My liver still hurts.
Well, you're still here, aren't you? They would have mugged you like 5 times over, and one of them might have killed you, so...
I just rolled a 19. Tell me what the modifier is. But Zephyr wants to, under his breath, very, very quietly, so that no one else can hear it, just mutter, "Unfortunately."
I mean, it'd be stealth, probably.
Okay, that's a 23.
Octavia's staring at him. What do I have to do to contest that for hearing?
Does my passive perception catch that? Does
Is it
Lily's
over
passive
20?
catch
I mean,
that?
I think Lily's
Lily's
I think
passive.
Lily's
I have
catches
a
it.
26.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Winnie, I don't think your passive is 23.
It's 19.
Definitely
Octavia, you can make an active check if you want to.
not. Yeah, okay. What is that?
Are you
Perception?
sure it's stealth and not deception?
You're not deceiving people, though.
You're not deceiving anybody. You're just keeping it to
Or
yourself.
Performance, maybe?
Performance?
No. And I got
Hey,
a dirty
it'd
20.
still
If
be
you
a
keep
25
arguing, I'm
to
gonna
finish
make it a
the
con save.
Still, I think Lily hears, regardless of what any of us roll.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, Lily does hear.
Shit.
I mean, she's just looking at him, but she doesn't bring it out
Her-
into the open.
Her
Mhm.
eyes staring into his soul. Does he feel convicted? Let's find out.
No.
Okay.
Z-
Well then, Zephyr, you've been awfully quiet about yourself. Why is your hair doing this thing? Why aren't you
you can't say
cracking
that.
jokes and
We're not
being
doing
generally
its
annoying.
thing.
I did crack a joke not too long ago. Did
yeah,
you
but
not?
it lacked its usual.
And plus,
Grating,
I've never seen your
annoying
hair do that thing.
It's
like,
deflated.
no, it's
Since we've met, it's been up.
You didn't like it when I said something about families being broken.
I don't think you would have noticed that because that was just him seeing if he started crying.
You have no idea.
Still a perception.
You
I'm like-
cannot comprehend my
Um,
twisted mind.
Zephyr,
I like-
what am I
Here's
gonna
the
say?
here's the thing. You ever make one of those checks that means you're trying to hold it back to some extent.
Gotcha.
So it opens it up. It opens it up for someone's passive to be higher than the check.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's it. So that'll be a thing. Like, if you ever want to make a check like that, just know if someone's passive beats your own check, they will also know.
So
Or
no
get
one
an
do
inkling.
No one
So
do anything in front of
will
Lily ever.
Always know. Other words.
Yeah.
So it's not that. It's like I wouldn't do that unless it was like an assembly of things that he's been saying and doing this whole time. It's the hair. It's the levitating in the middle in the
Mhm.
corner of the room for
Oh
whatever
yeah,
reason.
like
Yeah.
He's not in the
Something's
far corner.
going
He's
on.
just like off to the side in the
Right,
space.
but
Yeah, but,
not
like, he
in the
never does
middle.
that.
Oh,
He
that's
never
true.
does that. Even Octavia
that's
noticed.
fair.
Is why she called him out.
So, Zephyr's response is going to be, and this should make it green because it's not a lie.
Mhm.
He says, well, for my hair, my hair is constantly being blown by like a wind of some kind. I'm not sure where it comes from, but it is a wind, and winds don't always blow at full force.
Zephyr, that really sounds like a metaphor.
It's a light green at best.
Everything
Really?
you've been saying, Zephyr, is just like a thinly veiled metaphor for some serious issue that you've been having.
I have not hidden anything from you guys that relates to you or our situation or any of your well-being.
So you?
That's freaking red because his
That's
well-being.
No,
No,
I
it's
didn't say
not
mine.
straight
I said
green.
yours.
It-
I
said
think it's
your
light
well-being.
red.
It's
Or
light
light green, I
green.
mean.
It's
Yeah.
light green. He's technically telling the truth, but it's not hard to
I'm just
tell
not
that
telling the
he's
full truth.
concealing something.
But
He
this
hasn't,
isn't
he,
about.
hasn't, he hasn't said a lie.
Zephyr, it doesn't have to be a secret that's going to ruin our lives. If there's something wrong, you should be able to tell us.
Ah, fuck. What does he do?
I don't have the intelligence to make an investigation check and put 2 and 2 together, but
I don't either.
at this
An
moment, I feel like something's
investigation.
wrong with Zephyr. Also, Zephyr's sister went out on an expedition this weekend.
Did we know
true.
that they went out on an expedition?
You guys were there when she brought it up, so if you were
Yeah,
listening,
'cause
you
she-
would've heard it.
Yeah.
But I like stepped to the side, so you would have to have been actively listening to the conversation.
Before Zephyr says anything, I think Winnie is going to let go and pull her hands out of her pockets, not with them in her hands, they're still in her pockets, but she lets them go and takes Zephyr's hands.
Yeah.
God, my rolls are so fitting because that's the first time I failed the charisma check.
Hey, yeah.
Aw.
Zephyr starts shaking. And his hands start shaking really, really intensely. And when you touch them, they're just cold. And he says the exact same thing one last time. He goes, I've not told you guys anything that you have to worry about.
Zephyr, do you think we would worry about it?
Ooh.
So Zone of Truth, like, it tells us if we lie, right?
Gotcha.
It's not that we have
So
to
this-
physically tell the truth.
Well, so
Right.
usually it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but in this case.
In this case, you can lie. You will just be openly
It'll just be
admitting that you are lying
obvious.
to everyone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What was Winnie's question?
Do you think it would concern
You
us
think
or
we
upset us
wouldn't
or whatever?
worry?
Do you think
Yeah.
we would be worried?
Do you think we would be worried? Yeah.
Oh fuck. This is so hard.
Deep dive into your
Um,
character psyche. Go.
Exactly, yeah. On the spot. Do you think that we would worry? No.
Red.
And his voice is getting shakier and shakier, as he's just desperately trying to keep it together. Winnie,
Zephyr, I'm gonna take a little liberty
yes, please
for a
do.
second.
Save me.
Me?
Your hair has been flat this whole time.
Yeah.
But as you continue to shake and as you can feel yourself losing your composure, your hair begins to move again. And you watch as Zephyr's white, fluffy hair starts to become jagged, dark, and gray.
What?
Almost as if
Yeah.
a little thunderstorm was forming on top of his head.
That's really cool, actually. I like that.
Thunderstorm hair.
There's as it continues, you see little,
It's
just tiny bolts of static electricity jumping between strands.
so cool. It's still like pointed downwards, to clarify, if you'll let me have that at least. Looks like I'm
It's so
thinking that
it's doing
art-
one of those, like, it's like starting to like levitate up a little bit.
Yeah. That's perfect. That fits the art that I did. Which if you're in our Discord, you could see.
Zephyr,
Yeah, so he says no, and he's got gray. His hair's gray now, and it's shocky.
Zephyr, I know that look.
A lot of us do.
This isn't just about the well-being of us. It's about the well-being of each one of us as an individual, including you.
Zephyr's probably looking down at the floor. Is Winnie's still holding his hands?
Jeez.
You
I think-
cut out for me. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I was talking to myself real quiet.
No, you're good.
I think when he says no and just blatantly like lies to her, because Zephyr, I think, in this whole party
about that.
is the only person she's told the 100% the truth to. The only person.
Oh my god, I didn't
He knows
think
about
that.
he knows about her brother, he knows about her
Uh-oh.
dad, he knows about all the dreams, he knows about the why she got the tattoo, he knows about the
my
veins
God.
getting worse and
I-
better, everything.
I fucked up.
He says that to her.
Take backseat.
And he says no. And she just kind of like looks at him. And I don't even know how I can do this like again, since he already said it and everything, it was in the moment, but it's such a subtle like difference in the face, but it stinks. And she just kind of like lets his hands go and kind of like holds them like this to herself. Says nothing.
Zephyr, as all the party say that, and Zephyr notices Winnie let go of his hands. Oh wait, no, this works because it fits the. It's in the Discord, unfortunately, and not the anywhere else. So again, anyone who sees this, join the Discord. That's where
That's our
all
secret
the
weapon.
feels are. But Zephyr looks up with a look of a mix of just realization, a little bit of fear, and just all the sorrow that you can imagine. Tears start pouring down his face. The storm in his hair kind of covering half of his face in shadow, and he just looks at Winnie and then looks around the room and turns his head back towards Winnie and just goes, She didn't come back. It's gone.
The thunderstorm on Zephyr's head opens up, and a mixture of tears running down his face, you start to see drips come out of his hair. Bits of moisture kind of pooling together.
So sorry. She'll take his hands again. She probably won't say anything else because she's just gonna let him grieve, but she takes his hands again.
The last thing he says is, I've lost everything. I'm alone. And then it just
Fuck.
sobs.
Dane! God damn it.
It's back and forth.
The grip softens.
It's literally the
Oh god,
the
fuck!
Spamalot
I did
song.
it again! Damn it!
I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me except for
No
me.
one.
Except for
he,
me.
like,
I'm right here.
Oh,
Winnie, you
Oh,
get
wait.
increasingly pissed.
no.
Oof. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay.
One
Julia,
sec.
what's up?
Winnie, it is probably difficult for most people to see this. Nothing is going to escape Lily's perception. But you watch. Do you wear gloves? I can't remember.
No.
No. So you watch as your fingernails begin to kind of paint themselves a light crimson.
Oh. Fuck. Oh. Again, it's the subtlety, like the slight lightening of the grip, and her face going from like a sad to like a.
There's also this.
Fuck.
There's a whisper in the back of your head. You hear that? Even when you're trying to comfort him, you're still not enough.
I think I just ruined every plan that I had for Zephyr.
Fuck.
Lily, like, it's because I think everyone might have been getting closer to Zephyr, but Lily didn't because she is afraid that he doesn't trust her right now.
Octavia never moved.
Well, at least Lily's staying back.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have one thing out because I'm listening for my dad.
She notices Winnie like wring her hands a little, and the movement of her fingers draws her eyes as they change colors.
What would I have to roll to notice that I screwed up? Probably nothing. There's probably no saving this.
I don't think
but
there's anything you
if
can
there
do
is-
No, this
with your
is-
emotions.
The change
Not in the
her
current
face,
moment.
Yeah,
Okay.
the change in her face and her hand, she's not hiding it, but it's subtle.
Well, I also don't think, like, I think Zephyr might know that he fucked up when he said that.
He
But-
probably, well, because
He probably knows, but you can't handle it right
Wh-
now. It's
yeah.
like that's
Yeah.
something I will grapple with tomorrow, and I'll feel terrible,
to give,
but I can't
I feel
right
like-
now.
he's made it no secret that his sister was the only family he had left.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
if that's any consolation, I'm grasping
It's
at
not.
straws here.
It's not.
No,
It's not
Totally-
working.
That's
Yeah.
understandable.
This is part of the
It's-
conversation you have later with
Oh, I
Winnie when
know.
it's like, I'm sorry I
Mm.
said that.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, Lily sees this. She gets a little on edge. Her combat instincts start to kick in a little bit because all this fucking time, Winnie has been getting angry. She's had her hands in her pockets the whole time. And now she's getting mad at Zephyr when he's lost his family.
Mm-hmm.
And none of this sits right.
Mm-mm.
And Lily says, Zephyr, I'm incredibly sorry. There are no words I can say to console you in this moment. But our conversation isn't finished. If you would like to leave and take a moment for yourself, please do. And she looks to Winnie, but there's something that Winnie needs to talk about.
Hey, Julia, what were you gonna say?
The moment has passed. I cannot.
Ooh.
Octavia takes whatever might have come from her mouth and shoves it into the forest recesses of her mind.
No!
Wait, what
Winks.
I think
Wait, what
maybe-
happened? I missed it. I'm sorry.
Anything that she
she's
could have
not gonna
said
say
was
it.
talked over, so she's not going to say it, and she's going to hold it to herself.
No.
No.
I feel bad.
It's conversation. It's how it happens. But that's just, yep. The moment has such passed, and now everyone's looking at Winnie.
Zephyr is gonna try and pull himself together enough to stay a part of the conversation. But it kind of turns from like sobbing to he still has tears running down his face, but he's managed to like quiet the whimpers and take a step back from the group to not be in the center of it.
I think when Lily says that, Al gets up and just stands in front of his chair. Is like, "Are you sure this is the best idea to keep pushing this when with all of this emotion going on?" Looking
I've
at
waited. Yeah, she smiles. I've waited for weeks to have this conversation. I keep getting told that we're gonna have this talk. And week after week, Winnie would rather point fingers and avoid talking about herself. And if there's anyone that I'm afraid is going to betray us, there's none that I fear more than Winnie. It's not that I don't trust you, Winnie, but if you don't tell us what's going on, I'm afraid for our future.
I'm just gonna walk, not between them, but kind of like off to the side in the middle of them.
Lily, there's a little bit of a pulsing heat in your chest.
Why are you doing that? I don't mean to.
I don't know, we'll see.
I don't want to. She kind of blinks a little bit, and there's just one tear that just kind of goes. And I, you can tell me if I'm wrong, Max, but I have a feeling that it burns. I have a feeling it leaves a
I was
red.
gonna say it.
Sizzles.
It sizzles and evaporates as it goes down your cheek. It doesn't even make it to your chin.
Would anyone notice that?
Well, we're all
I think
looking at
everyone
her.
notices that one.
Yeah,
This is
'cause not
this is
only
not a
is-
hidden anything.
Not only is
Mhm.
everyone looking at it, but she literally goes, like she's like, "What the fuck?" Like, just
I'm
'cause that's
hoping that someone cuts him off, but Zephyr's gonna like manage to collect himself enough to just start to say like, "Hey, hold on a second, Lily." That, and then hopefully
does-
someone.
she goes like when he just like stops him. I think it's been addressed already that Axel's not the only one related to Blazidin. And that I am the daughter of Rookden. And both of those things, and finding out both of those things, have changed me in a way that not only can I change back, but not entirely something I trust either. For starters, she kind of like pulls the ember out of her pocket. She goes, "That were my sorry I stole from you, but I took one of your pieces." And she puts it on right in front of everyone, and it's this bit. I'm assuming it's like a solid ember piece. Because how many is it? I know it's got 20 charges, but I don't remember how many it was total. Like, of pieces.
I want to say it was 3.
3.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be lying if I said I didn't think of stealing them at one point. I've been a lot of my dreams have been similar to Axel's, in which he gets called upon to be spoken with. But I am too weak to turn away every time. I've had a lot of conversations with him, none of which were any sort of agreements to harm the party or take any sort of power for myself intentionally, and definitely not at first.
Your aura goes slightly red.
Oof, for which part specifically?
You were tasked by Blazidin to collect shards at any means necessary.
Oof, I forgot that he said specifically that.
And you did it. You did exactly that.
Let me rephrase. I was told to collect the embers by Blazidin.
And you did it. Just like that. The person who is affecting you in this way, whatever this heat, this problem that's surmounting with you, you're just acquiescing.
When it started, I didn't recognize it as a problem. And that is the truth. I was selfish because I saw my dad and my mom and Rutha and everyone as someone I couldn't trust anymore because no one ever told me the full truth about who I was. And my anger towards them, towards Rutha about what happened and not telling me about my brother. And we all weren't close yet, and I didn't know that it would do the things it's done. I just thought he'd be the only person there for me. But the more I've collected, the more this vein thing has spiraled out of control, and I broke my broom, and I've nearly hurt people, and I have hurt people,
Winnie, if this intervention had not happened, would you have kept this from us indefinitely?
No.
Just when it became too late, right?
I had talked to Zephyr.
I was gonna say Zephyr steps forward and goes, I knew.
And neither of you thought it important to tell us that the person who created this problem, this worldwide phenomenon that's killing people, making them go crazy, all of these things, that you were helping him.
Okay, well, Winnie shared.
No, Axel, it's okay.
My
Okay.
number one priority since that first mission, and since becoming closer with all of you, and especially with Winnie, has been trying to help her. I have
At the
not
expense of the rest of us.
nothing that I've kept secret has put anyone in harm's way. And I know that's not an excuse. And I know that I'm not
This isn't Zephyr's fault.
helping.
It's mine. I went to him, and these veins only started dispersing because of him trying to help me. It's not his fault. And I only did realize that he's not really there for me. He's there for himself. I think my mom is too.
Blasted it. I think you're talking about Blasted.
Oh.
Not
right?
Zephyr.
Yeah, talking
Yeah,
about
not Zephyr.
That
Wow.
I'm like that was a quick turn
that
there.
been bad.
Oh,
No,
I was like, I
Blasted.
didn't
Talking
realize I
about-
messed
talking
up.
about
Blasted.
Blazin and
That
Kirkland.
Blasden has never really been there for me. And neither has my mom. And after what I've done, and she kind of takes out her emblem too and sets like both the ember and the emblem and just kind of puts them both down. I don't think any of you should feel the need to be there for me either.
That's what got you in this mess, love. You think I'm gonna leave you alone knowing what you're capable of? Please. Save the self, whatever it is that you plan on doing. If being alone got you in this mess, then I'm sure as hell not doing that to you.
I wanted to have this conversation so that this stuff was in the open. And so that hopefully you might understand where I'm coming from. Winnie, if you think you need to use some otherworldly power to discover who you are and become the person you need to be, then feel free to do so. But if you need help or support trying to resist that power, that's what we're here for.
On it. Not, I want your help. I don't want this. Neither of these are what I want. I don't even want to be related to either of them. I just want my brother.
Zephyr takes her hand as she says that He doesn't say anything.
I want to feel normal. And to have my brother. Lily, I'm sorry. I shouldn't judge you so harshly for doing something that seems wrong because you want your family.
Lily, I don't mean to interrupt. I really don't, but there's still one question that I asked that's been unanswered. And now that you can speak of it, I really, really hope that you are able to. But what have you done for them? I need to know.
You know, it's ironic. I didn't realize we'd have to fight each other and paint ourselves as opposite people to realize that we're fighting for the same thing. She looks like directly at Winnie, because Lily just wants to feel normal and find her sibling.
I'm not trying to hold it
I
against
was-
you.
I know.
I just need to know so we can know. You said it yourself. You want to know where your enemies are. And I don't know about you, but to me, there's still an enemy. That hasn't
Now
changed.
that I see that my enemies aren't here, I don't mind telling you. I have... Is it only 2 things? I thought there was a 3rd thing.
And some other third thing.
I remember. I just remember the blood in the document.
Oh god, I forgot
I
you
don't
gave them my
remember the
blood.
document.
You haven't
I
done the
only
third
remember
thing
the
yet.
blood.
What?
You haven't done the third thing yet.
No, I thought I had already done a 3rd thing.
Wasn't that just the experiment, the experimental cure or whatever?
You were given the experimental.
Yeah.
And they just
Yeah,
wanted a
so
report
you, like-
on it.
Well, you have
Maybe
an
it was just
experim-
the Geas in
Well,
the first place that was the 3rd
so-
thing.
Yeah, so there was like there was the Gias. You gave them Winnie's blood. You received a potential cure for that payment.
Yes.
You traded them information.
Oof.
And I got the steroid for that.
And you got the steroid. And then you have a little gold piece.
Yeah. No, I
that
have
is
2
supposed
new
to be-
tasks.
Yeah.
But the question is what I have done. So, I guess it's only really been a couple things. Well, first I made an agreement that I would be part of the Eclipse. Mostly an honorary member, I guess. Because they aren't allowed to relinquish custody of Axel unless he's with a member of the Eclipse. And so that's why I had been sworn to secrecy. First thing they wanted was a vial of Winnie's blood. And in case you're wondering, yes, I did do that without you all noticing. The other thing was...
So,
There's a
wait a
little
minute.
There's a little star there.
Yeah. The other thing is that they wanted information on how the devouring affects constructs. Which you're probably aware I took from Febram's estate. Or I guess just his parents' estate. I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to know as well. But that's all I've done so far.
When did you steal the thing from the estate when we were all in the vault?
It was just a couple documents that I copied over. I believe you tried to help me copy them, but
I'm like Winnie, like you attempted.
you
to
at least saw it
No,
briefly.
no, I know. Like, I know we, like, copied them, but, like, I meant, like, did you take any physically?
Well, I didn't take anything physically because I didn't think we were actually stealing. I thought we were going into it trying to make it seem like no one had been there.
Right, yeah.
That
I
pretty quickly went out the window.
Wait, why did that
Did
go
you?
out the window?
Well, because people were stealing things and then we got caught and then there was... I mean, obviously they knew we were there, but I was trying to make it seem like we weren't.
I might owe Offenzia a future theft.
What?
Huh?
Hmm?
That makes sense, actually.
Well,
she kind
I
of.
mean,
she
we were
kind
all
of like.
wondering why this bandana was enough to get us away out of that situation.
I
mhm.
never said that.
Oh.
We were
I-
pestering you about the
I-
bandana.
I mean, it just appeared
no,
right
but
after.
she never
It,
admitted.
Yeah.
it goes light red.
Yeah, she's like, I never said.
I mean, you said you made an agreement, and then it was gone, and I assumed it wasn't important. And since my insight check wasn't high enough, I didn't know that you were deceiving me. Of course, I'm not. Of course, I'm not saying that part, but I'm explaining. So
I
yeah, that
gave,
makes sense.
in order to get us out of the in order to get everyone out of the cask estate safely, I made a deal with Offenzia. I gave her my father's bandana. I gave her my blood. And I gave her the agreement of a future theft. But I know not what that entails.
What is this everyone wanting blood?
It's easy.
When did you... What? How did...
I
It was while you were sleeping. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Oh, it's probably sweaty.
No. You were...
No?
Well, I guess you were afterward. But we won't get into it.
That's fine.
I would like to go back to a previous question or a previous thing. I know we all gained information one way or another from the vault. Did any of us actually take anything?
Yeah, all of us
Yes.
gained information. It turns red.
Yeah. Yeah,
Zephyr.
I gained information for Lily, but not necessarily for myself.
I don't mean like
Wait,
Octavia
mean,
took a
like-
book and left an IOU note in the vault.
No, I was going to, but then I got knocked the fuck out, and then I couldn't.
Oh.
I almost took something.
I mean
Um,
original information.
I have a book on the protector of my people, and a stone with writing of my people. And I'm sorry if that got you into trouble.
I don't believe any amount of things stolen would have affected whether or not my mother knew that we were there. I'm glad to know now. But what would he say?
Zephyr's grip
Mm.
tightens when Februm says, but she knew we were there.
Can I
mm,
just say, Octavia didn't make it secret that she took something.
I know.
She was pretty obvious.
Lily
about it.
knew
Just-
this.
I mean, Lily probably noticed, but I mean, all of us were in a
Yeah, that's true.
A
Everyone else
panic.
was like,
The book.
fighting for their lives.
Yeah.
um.
Some of us were unconscious.
I can understand that it was warranted. And that's fine.
Can I?
Winnie, what do you want to do first? 1 second.
Sorry, yeah.
All right, I just had a question. I didn't know if I was still full of rage or if I was still mad. I think she's still like upset with what Zephyr said, but I just wanted to know if she's like mad necessarily, or like enraged, or if any of that is still around or went away or what.
It is,
Okay.
but it's not targeted towards your party right now.
Okay. And is it
It's
coming from me or coming from the Ember or both? Because the Ember's out in the open.
Make an insight check.
I forgot my insight's really good. 24?
There's a little part of you that thinks that the Ember never had a will of its own. It was never forcing you to feel anything.
Ruh-roh, Raggy. Okay.
It is an extension of power, not an extension of consciousness.
Amplifier.
Also, I don't hear anything else back here, right? He only said that one thing, right?
Yeah, it was more of a feeling
Okay.
than like a
Like an
legitimate.
actual voice.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool,
More
cool.
of,
I
like-
just wanted clarification.
It was more of like something that he said in the past ringing back in your head.
Okay. I see. Okay, never mind. I'll do your thing. I just wanted to check on that. Ow.
Yep. Your nails are still red though.
3.
So, I am a little fuzzy on the details, but it was Lily's idea to break into the vault. Oh, Al's saying this out loud, by the way. This is Al.
And now you know why I wanted to.
That makes
So,
sense.
the entire reason that we broke into the vault was to help the eclipse.
That's not true. I did not make you go. I told you it would be dangerous. Admittedly, I did ask Februm a little. I did coerce Februm a little
You
bit.
were
but
under the influence.
I was under the influence. I admit that. But I did say that you didn't have to go. I asked if anyone else wanted in on a deal that would get us into their library. So what you all did had nothing to do with the eclipse. That was only my thing.
She felt a little better.
Were you going regardless, Lily?
She made it clear she was.
Okay.
If I didn't make it clear then, I will make it clear now. I would have done it because I wanted to know the information anyway.
Did you at least save a copy?
I'm gonna say probably not. But I remember the gist of the information. Like, I don't think Lily would have had the foresight to make a copy of the copy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I don't have
So-
the information, but I do remember the general idea. It was too complicated for me to really understand anyhow.
So, you went in going for information, and you didn't keep the information.
I have the relevant information in my head.
That you don't fully understand.
Well, I didn't really think everyone was gonna want knowledge too.
I just wanted to help.
Do you think either way if you're going to go into a dangerous vault and you're part of this group, that any of us would allow you to go into a dangerous situation without our help.
I honestly thought it would be different because it was a deal with Offensia. We've done questionable things, made questionable sacrifices for the sake of acquiring something. And I assumed that if you didn't want to partake, that I would have just had to sacrifice more for the thing that I wanted. I didn't intend for it to be coercive.
I didn't want to go. Not at first. But because I feel some sort of kinship to you all, I went. And granted, I did come back with things that I needed. Things that I didn't know I wanted but needed. But everything that we do has some sort of ripple effect on the people in this party, on those around us. Something that I personally, and this is me being honest, you can see by the ring around my feet that I would not have thought of you at the beginning of our time together. I would have done something and not considered the repercussions it would have had on the rest of you. But I don't think that way anymore.
I, at the time, also did not want to go. I don't believe so, at least. But after everything that has happened since that moment, and the information I have learned or gathered between what we found in the vault, and the result of going in said vault, I believe that the repercussions showed a lot more showed me a lot more information than I could have found within that vault. But I did also lose a lot.
What do you mean?
Well,
Februm, what happened?
I will start with saying that I genuinely believe that if I were not in that vault with you all, then my mother would have had would not held herself back and would have taken action against you all.
Right. Makes sense.
But at least from how it seemed, she took the blame solely on myself. If it weren't for my father's influence, I would not be here right now. To my mother, I am as dead as she could have allowed. I am as dead as my father would have allowed. I am no longer a cask in her eyes. I no longer have anything to do with the family. I'm lucky to even still have my tentacle.
Welcome to the club.
seems as though a lot of us lost family,
I think all
whether
of
it
us
be
have.
recently or in the far past. But for the first time, I don't know where to go with the information that I have. I only have guesses and assumptions, but nothing more. And as far as having a place to research, I am back to 0.
Bad Offensias.
Offensias, I suppose I still have Offensias, but I can't. That is only existing knowledge, I suppose, from the past. I'm as much as I am still interested in such. It is current intentions that concern me, and the beings that influence such.
Then, I suppose here and now, we will all have to start pursuing the future. From here.
And if I may, I think this was Lily's intention in general, but doing it from here on out together as a found family, not one by blood.
Family, and no role is gonna help. Zephyr starts tearing up again.
I said it at the beginning, but I don't want to see a family broken.
I got friend zone. No, he doesn't. say
Family
that.
zone.
Yeah, even worse.
No. She's trying
No.
so hard not to be angry, but her anger just keeps shifting from
full
to
right
something
to be.
else. Well, she's like upset with Zephyr, and then she's like, "Fuck my dad for not telling me any of this. Fuck my mom for never visiting me. Fuck that, and like fuck Blazidin." And like, so it's like beam, boing,
A
beam, boing, beam,
disbursement
boing.
of anger.
Huh?
I said a disbursement of anger,
Yeah.
which is better than
She's-
solely focused.
True. Red.
So, as everyone kind of takes a moment, looking at each other, connecting with each other, realizing where everyone stands, where everyone needs to go, there is at least a sense of clarity. You'll be moving forward together. And that's where we're going to end it. Yeah. If people have more little things we want to touch on, we can do that at the start of next session and stuff. We can wrap up some things, but this is a very, very nice cutoff point for tonight.
Yeah.
I, as a DM, just want to say thank you to all my players because I couldn't have written this, and they're all amazing, and they're fantastic.
You're amazing. You gave
We wouldn't have
world
had
to
the
play
world in
in.
characters if it
What
wasn't
the
for our
heck?
amazing
That was-
DM.
You gave us so much fuel to light this fire.
Thank
I-
you, Matt.
That was all
Thank you.
acting, but now I might actually tear up.
I really cried.
I cried.
Well, acting cried, but really cried.
No, I cried.
But thank you everyone for joining us tonight. It was a little bit slow, a little roleplay heavy, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. I know we did. Julia. if you would.
Wait, can
Drink
I-
water. It's good for you. I'm gonna go rehydrate before I dehydrate because I just cried some tears. And yeah, just remember, take care of yourself because you're important.
Mhm.
And you need to remember to communicate with those you love because that is very important.
Yeah.
Max, may I real quick?
Yes, please.
As always, check out our YouTube, check out our Twitter, follow us on everything, join us on Discord. We are currently working on going to Spotify.
Yeah, you can listen to us in the car now. Ha ha ha.
Yeah,
Well, not quite yet, but we'll get there.
we're getting there. If you are watching this and you know any good artists that are taking commissions, if you want to hop on our Discord and maybe send us some links or some contact information, that would be awesome. Because that is currently what I'm looking into for the Spotify thumbnails.
And Dane, if you would, I can send you the link. If not, Julia can. But in our recent YouTube video, speaking of artists, I would absolutely love it if we put Julia's commissions for art in the, I don't know if she's actually above me or not, but in Discord she is. In the description of YouTube, because her art is also fantastic. We have actually a lot of really nice
Hey,
good
like,
artists in this
it
group.
hasn't been
but-
mentioned in a while, but
No, but
Julia
does all
did
of our
all
art.
of our character art.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And Dane
Oh,
does
yeah.
art too. I don't know if he does commissions though. But
Every now and then.
so two artists. But Julia does, I know, for 100% have a website where you can buy her a coffee and buy her. Yeah. So go check her art out as well.
Thank you for the plug. I appreciate it. I would never do that for myself, so thank you.
Hey, you gotta.
Alright.
But thank y'all. Have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Love you.
Cry you later.
Bye bye.